Hello, I'm Tim Black for TBTV. Subscribe to this channel and become a Patreon, which supports independent media so you can get more of this type of coverage. A lot of people heard about Trump's statement that he made during a speech in New York.
It's essential that Congress fund another 10,000 ICE officers, and we're asking for that, so that we can eliminate MS-13 and root out the criminal cartels from our country. Now, we're getting them out anyway, but we'd like to get them out a lot faster. And when you see these towns, and when you see these thugs being thrown into the back of a paddy wagon, you just see them thrown in, rough. I said, please don't be too nice. Like when you guys put somebody in the car and you're protecting their head, you know, the way you put their hand over. Like, don't hit their head, and they've just killed somebody, don't hit their head. I said, you can take the hand away, okay? It's essential that Congress fund hundreds more federal immigration judges and prosecutors, and we need them quickly.
I've heard many people online making comments about it. I had my own thoughts about it, how despicable it was. But there are some other people who got upset that you might not have been privy to. These people are black police chiefs and executives in law enforcement. The name of the organization is NOBLE. That's the acronym for it. National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives in Atlanta. They got together and they met with Jeff Sessions in D.C. to alert Jeff Sessions that this deepens the divide in the communities and it makes their jobs much more difficult because the community is listening to what Donald Trump is saying. And they're thinking, yeah, we're going to get more abuse. We're going to get more brutality from our law enforcement who are there to serve and protect. Based on what Trump said. Trump is underscoring, he's underlining, he's co-signing. He's in agreement with police brutality, and that's not what we need. So when Trump told them, please, don't be too nice. This is what I would like President Donald Trump to know and all those who say, oh, it's not a big deal. Freddie Gray got his back broke in a squad car, in the back of a paddy wagon. He had not been convicted of anything. He didn't murder anyone, as Trump is alleging here that if you murder someone, they just murder someone. So he picks the furthest extreme of the type of situation an officer can deal with, which is apprehending a murderer. But even a murderer hasn't been convicted of anything. So you can't mistreat a murderer or a person who's just driving while black or walking while black or catching a train while black or talking back while black. This is despicable and horrible, and I'm glad that I was sent this story to follow up on it. I just want you to know that there are people out there who disagree with the rhetoric coming out of Donald Trump. Everyone's not a bigot, everyone's not a racist, and every black is not a coon, nor are they co-signing this type of treatment of their communities. Some of them are professionals who wish to conduct themselves as professionals, and they were offended by the words Donald Trump made. So whether you are a Trump supporter or not, recognize that you do not have to co-sign everything that Trump says. Now, the pandering people who are looking for jobs like Sheriff Clark out there in Milwaukee, he won't come out and say Trump was an ass for saying this, that he was the worst thing from a leader, a horrible spokesperson for the police community. But I will say it, and there are many others who would say it. Right now, we have many police departments across the country that are under close scrutiny because of police brutality, over-policing, racial profiling. Ferguson comes to mind, Baltimore comes to mind, Philadelphia comes to mind, Chicago, all these locations, all these police departments, many more I'm sure. Just named a few off the top of my head. What does this tell them? Donald Trump? What does it tell them? You know what it tells them. It tells them exactly what you told them, that it's okay to abuse people. And most of those people that they arrest, because we know, for instance, that black and white people use drugs at the same clip. We all smoke weed about the same percentage. But black people are 4 times as likely to be jailed for it. That's because police focus on black people in communities and target black people. That's the only reason why. So what Trump is basically saying is, officers, go get the blacks. Yeah, I know it's reductive. I'm just boiling it down for you. I don't have time all day to play around with you. He's saying, go get the blacks and rough them up. And we'll stand behind you. And that's exactly the wrong signal to send to law enforcement and to the community. I'm Tim Black for TBTV. Subscribe to this channel. Become a member by joining me on Patreon. Your support is needed and appreciated.